How long it keeps bouncing, I have no idea. Wow. Yeah, I'm doing a little logging here and out in the middle of the forest. And I thought I'd bring you in right now because it reminds me of a story. And the story rolls back to 1988. And here I was, 24 years old, all wonderfully just terrific, I thought, right? So I'm off to go hunting. Well, not really hunting. I take my 22 semi-automatic, it has a 10-shot clip. I put my little safety vest on. I go back Walsh's Road. And it's an area I'm familiar with, not far from where I grew up. It's an old barn back there at the time, so I parked my vehicle back there. Earlier in the day, about 9ish in the morning, or something like that. And yeah, got out and I'm going to go hunting. Now, normally people just would walk back the road from the barn and it goes back a couple miles and you kind of turn around, come out. I decided about a quarter mile in, I was just going to go off to the left. It looked like a little trail there and it kind of went down. And then went down into a beaver pond, and a nice large one actually. And so I decided to, cross the beaver pond over by on the dam side, and it was kind of like an arch. So anyway, around that, and I went on to another trail I saw. And all the time I was kind of listening because it was a cloudy day in October, and I was listening for the cars out in the road, and that would be a couple miles off, but you could hear it. And at one point, I was just not hearing the cars, trucks, nothing anymore. And I just kind of thought, well, I just turned 180, and I've gone back, so I should kind of go off a little left, I was thinking, and head up to where I originally was. As I was walking, I didn't feel I was lost. I felt, yeah, I know where I'm going. And I just kept going and going and going. Now, for my hunting expedition, I wasn't dressed that warmly or anything like that. I was just light jacket. Well, that was a vest actually, and a sweatshirt, jeans, some hiking boots. That's it. And I was off. It was fairly warm that day, I remember. Not real warm, but, in about around the 12 to 15 degree temperature. And it was quite nice, actually. So I didn't have the feeling I was anywhere, I was lost. Not a clue at all. And I just kept walking until that little animal trail went to nothing. It's just kind of a wall of trees. And I'm going, all right. At that point, I started to think, well, maybe I'm, lost my direction a bit. I can't be that far off. How far off could I be, right? So I went around the bunch of trees that was there and kept doing arcs of, a little bit this way, and then I would zig back a little bit this way, and just kind of kept going forth. And I hit another trail, and I started following that one. And all along, I decided that, okay, I must have got lost. I mean, I don't believe I'm anywhere where I should be. I'm not hearing anything. I can't tell for shadows or anything like that. There is no sun in the sky. It's just cloud. And not only that, I've been walking for a while. I'm kind of hungry, and the sun's starting to set. So, I'm not one to carry a watch around with me, I guess. So I just knew it was getting dark and darker. And this trail I was on, all of a sudden I came upon a tree that, well, I recognized. I thought, I've seen this tree before. I think I know where I am, but it can't be. That would put me 4 miles away from my car as the crow flies. And I go, it can't be. So I keep walking. I think, well, that looks a lot like that tree next to Cecil Cordes' cabin. And sure enough, not far away, there's the cabin. I couldn't believe it. I was that far away from where I started. So I had a choice. I could just kind of camp out there and hang out. Back in '88, and I had no means of communicating from that area. So I decided, well, I'll walk out to the road and then just take the long way as it's getting dark, kind of behind people's houses and their fields and whatever, and just cut across land back to my car. As long as I kept the houses and the road with the cars on in view, I knew where I was. So by the time I got back to my car, it was about 7:30 in the evening, and I'm really hungry and not happy that I felt I was very stupid. How could I do that? Like, better, and even in the best of times, when your judgment seems to be 100%, just step back in it a bit and question yourself: is it 100%? Because at that point, I got lost and would have been really lost if it had been later in the evening. If I'd gone another way up to the right instead of to the left, I would have just kept walking for miles and miles and never really, got a direction until the sun came out, the moon came out, something, and I would have a direction to go in. So that was one time, and only the one time, that I got lost. It was quite scary, but I made it out okay, and I've never happened to me again. I always decided, bring a little compass with me. I always brought little matches or a lighter with me, fire starter, different things, some extra food, of course, something to distill the water, make it pure rather, something like that. So I'd go prepared now when I go in the woods. But that time in '88, I thought it was just Superman. Let's go, going hunting. I'll be back in a bit. Haha. Yeah, right. So we learn. Thank heavens, nothing bad happened. Anyway, I'm gonna get this strapped down and take it to someplace where they might want to buy this stuff.